You walk into a store. Any store. A store you've been to many times before. And suddenly, you notice something strange. First, there are fewer people than usual. The parking lot is half empty. The aisles are quiet. No lines at the checkout. It feels like nobody is buying anything. Second, the shelves are half empty. Not completely bare, but not full either. Products you used to see everywhere are now hard to find. Some sections look abandoned. And third, somehow, despite fewer people buying and fewer products on the shelves, the prices are higher than ever. The things that are still available cost more than they did last year, even though fewer people seem to want them. That makes no sense, right? In a normal world, when fewer people want something, prices go down. That's basic economics. That's how it's supposed to work. Now here's the crazy part. That exact situation, the one that makes no logical sense, is exactly what's happening in the housing market right now. Fewer people are buying homes than at almost any point in the last 30 years. Fewer homes are being sold. And yet, prices are still near their highest levels ever. If you've ever felt like buying a home is impossible, like the math doesn't work, like you're doing everything right but still can't get in, you're not wrong. You're not imagining it. The market is broken in a way that most people don't understand. Today, I'm going to explain why. In the simplest way possible. No complicated economics. No confusing terms. Just the real story of what happened, what broke, and why so many people feel stuck. Let's start with something basic. Something you learn in your first economics class. In normal life, prices are driven by supply and demand. If fewer people want to buy something, if demand goes down, prices go down. Sellers have to compete for fewer buyers, so they lower their prices. If more people want to buy something, if demand goes up, prices go up. Buyers compete for limited products, so sellers can raise their prices. Simple. Logical. That's how markets are supposed to work. But right now, in the housing market, that logic has broken. Fewer homes are being sold than at almost any point in the last 30 years. The number of existing home sales has dropped dramatically. People are not buying like they used to. And yet, prices are still near their highest levels ever. Not down. Not falling. Still high. Still out of reach for millions of people. It's like a frozen game where nobody is moving. The buyers aren't buying. The sellers aren't selling. But the price tag hasn't changed. So what broke? What happened to the normal rules of economics? To understand this, we need to go back a few years. Back to around 2020 and 2021. Back to when something unusual, almost unprecedented, happened in the world of money. Money became extremely cheap. The cheapest it had been in decades. Maybe the cheapest it will ever be in our lifetimes. Think of it like this. Imagine a bank comes to you and says, "Hey, you can borrow money almost for free. We'll charge you almost nothing to use our money for 30 years. That's what happened with mortgages. Interest rates dropped to historic lows. Below 3% for a 30-year mortgage. Below 2% for some loans. It was like a once-in-a-lifetime discount on the cost of borrowing. Like the whole world was having a fire sale on money itself. So people rushed in. They thought, wait, I can suddenly afford a bigger house. I can suddenly afford a better house. I can suddenly afford a house at all. And millions of people bought homes at the same time. A wave of buyers like the market had never seen. But there was another twist at the same time. People started working from home. The pandemic changed everything. Suddenly, your home wasn't just where you slept. It was your office, your gym, your school, your restaurant, your movie theater, your everything. So people didn't just want homes. They wanted better homes. More space. A home office. A backyard. A spare bedroom. A garage gym. A yard for the kids. People who were living in small apartments in cities started looking at houses in the suburbs. People who had houses started looking for bigger ones. And that pushed prices up fast. Not slowly. Fast. Double-digit increases year after year. Homes that cost $300,000 suddenly cost $400,000. Homes that cost $500,000 suddenly cost $700,000. It felt like every month, prices were higher than the month before. Then everything changed. Prices everywhere started rising. Not just houses. Food, gas, cars, rent, everything. Inflation came back in a way that most people under 40 had never seen. The cost of living jumped dramatically. So the system reacted. The people who control interest rates, the central bank, said, we need to slow this down. We need to make borrowing more expensive so people spend less. And they raised interest rates. Fast. Faster than they had in decades. And here's the key idea. The most important idea for understanding why the housing market is so weird right now. When interest rates go up, borrowing money becomes expensive. Not a little more expensive. A lot more expensive. A mortgage that cost 3% now costs 6%, 7%, sometimes 8%. That doesn't sound like a big difference. But let me show you what it actually means. Imagine a $400,000 house. At a 3% interest rate, your monthly payment might be around $1,700. At a 7% interest rate, your monthly payment for the exact same house jumps to over $2,600. That's almost $1,000 more per month. Same house. Same walls. Same roof. Same neighborhood. Same everything. But your payment is hundreds or thousands of dollars higher. Not because the house changed. Because the cost of money changed. That's where things started breaking. That's when the normal rules stopped working. Now we get to the most important part. The part that explains why the market is frozen and why so many people feel stuck. Millions of people bought homes when rates were super low. They locked in mortgages at 3% or even lower. That's like having a golden ticket. A lifetime pass to cheap housing. Their monthly payment is low. Their cost of living is manageable. They have a deal that doesn't exist anymore. Now today, interest rates are more than double what they were. A new mortgage costs 2 or 3 times as much per month. So here's the problem. If those people sell their home, they lose that amazing deal forever. They would have to give up their 3% mortgage and replace it with a 7% mortgage. Their monthly payment would skyrocket. Even if they buy the exact same house, they would pay much more. Even if they buy a smaller house, they might still pay more. So what do? They stay. Even if their house is too small. Even if their life has changed. Even if they had a baby and need more space. Even if they got divorced and need to move. Even if they got a job in another city. Even if they want to downsize because their kids moved out. They stay. Because moving is too expensive. Because selling means giving up the golden ticket. Because the math doesn't work. This is called a lock-in effect. Fancy term, simple idea. People are locked into their homes. Not by chains. By interest rates. They can't afford to leave. So they don't. And the market freezes. So now we have 2 big problems happening at the same time, pulling in opposite directions, creating a frozen market. Problem 1. Buyers can't afford homes anymore. Because interest rates are high, monthly payments are huge. A normal family with a normal income looks at a normal house and realizes the payment would eat up half their paycheck. So they don't buy. They wait. They hope. They stay in their apartment or their parents' basement or their too small rental. Problem 2. Sellers don't want to sell. Because if they sell, they lose their low interest rate. Their golden ticket. They would have to buy a new home at a much higher rate, and their monthly payment would jump. So they stay. Even if they want to move. Even if they need to move. Even if their life would be better somewhere else. So what do you get when buyers can't buy and sellers won't sell? A frozen market. Fewer people buying. Fewer people selling. Transactions grind to a halt. It's like a door that won't open and won't close. Just stuck. Not moving in either direction. And nobody knows when it will start moving again. Let's make this real. Let's stop talking about economics and start talking about people. Imagine someone we'll call Elon. Elon did everything right. He got a good education. He found a stable job. He saved money every month. He paid off his student loans. He has no credit card debt. He is responsible, careful, and hardworking. Now Elon is ready to buy his first home. He's been waiting for years. He's been saving for a down payment. He's been watching the market. He's been dreaming about having his own place. He finds a normal home. Nothing fancy. A small house in a decent neighborhood. A starter home. The kind of home his parents bought when they were his age. He sits down to calculate the numbers. He looks at the price. He looks at the interest rate. He calculates the monthly payment. And his heart sinks. The house would take more than half of his income every month. Not a quarter. Not a third. More than half. After paying for housing, he would have almost nothing left for food, utilities, transportation, health insurance, saving for retirement, or anything else. He looks at the numbers again. He checks his math. He runs different scenarios. But the answer doesn't change. He cannot afford a normal home. That's not a mistake. That's not bad luck. That's the system. And there are millions of people in that exact situation right now. People who did everything right and still can't buy a home. People who are not lazy, not irresponsible, not bad with money. Just trapped by a system that stopped making sense. Here's the truth that most people won't tell you. The truth that financial influencers and real estate agents and news anchors don't want to say out loud. This isn't just bad luck. This isn't a temporary glitch. This isn't something that will fix itself next month. This is the result of years of decisions, policies, and trends all stacking on top of each other. Years of not building enough homes, especially affordable starter homes. Years of construction focused on luxury apartments and expensive houses while ignoring the homes that normal people need. Then super cheap money that flooded the market and pushed prices to record highs. People could borrow almost for free, so they borrowed as much as they could, and prices climbed with every loan. Then very expensive money that made borrowing unaffordable for the next wave of buyers. The same people who were priced out during the cheap money era are now priced out by high interest rates. All stacked on top of each other. Low supply. High demand during the cheap money years. Then high rates that froze the market. It created a system where even responsible people can't win. Where doing everything right isn't enough. Where the math simply doesn't work. So if you've ever looked at house prices and thought, this doesn't make sense. This shouldn't be happening. Why is everything so expensive when nobody seems to be buying? You're right. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be happening. But it is happening. And understanding why is the first step to figuring out what to do about it. The most important thing you can do right now is simple. Don't follow the crowd. Don't listen to people who tell you to buy no matter what or wait no matter what. Don't make decisions based on fear or hype or pressure from people who aren't living your life. Follow the numbers. Run the math. Calculate what you can actually afford. Be honest with yourself about what works for your life, your income, and your future. The market is broken, but your financial health doesn't have to be. The right decision for you might be buying. It might be waiting. It might be renting for longer. It might be moving to a different city. It might be changing your plans entirely. But whatever you decide, decide it with your eyes open. Understand the game you're playing. Because the market doesn't care about your dreams. The market doesn't care about your hard work. The market doesn't care about what's fair. The market is just a system. And once you understand how the system really works, you can make better decisions. If this video helped you understand what's really going on in the housing market, if it made sense of something that felt confusing and broken, subscribe to this channel. Because we're going to keep breaking down the real math behind money, life, and the decisions that nobody explains. Not the hype. Not the fear. Just the truth. New videos every week. And before you go, write in the comments one thing you learned today about why the housing market is frozen. Share it with someone else who's confused. Help them see the game too. Because the more people understand what's really happening, the better decisions we all make. See you in the next video.